refugees, and I'm like, yeah, dude, like in my tiny little fucking town in Ohio, they shoved in a bunch of Afghan refugees, people in full fucking burqas, shopping in the middle of the night at the 24-hour gas station. I happened to go up for my infant niece that needed something, and saw people in full fucking burqas in the place that I grew up. The town church, there was a fucking sign written in fucking Arabic that would said like Afghan refugee help needed here, in a place that historically votes fucking conservative. Like, it's not just like a immigration game, it's a dirty fucking moving people game to make Democrats win elections forever so they can continue to fuck this country up. Like, it's not just black and white. Like, there's a little bit of a conspiracy to it.
Most asylees and refugees don't get to stay though. Like, they're eligible to be put into immigration, but then they have a significant.
What's up, YouTube?
Stricter...
What's up, HBO? Sorry, we went live on YouTube, so we're on the YouTube now.
I'm looking over at Penn's Hubble. Like, they don't stay. They don't stay.
Yeah, fuck you, YouTube. You don't stay.
Their visa expires, and that counts as them not staying.
Oh, those ones. I thought you were talking about the YouTube views.
No.
So there are people that do overstay their visas. I'm just saying, like, technically, if you're doing everything right, you're deporting people, most asylees, most refugees, if they want to stay, they then have to apply for immigration like everybody else.
Right.
And then they go through that strict level of scrutiny.
Right. And they just don't apply for immigration, and they just fucking stay
Dude,
here,
this is
bro.
what I'm saying. Imagine we're having...
out.
This is the analogy for me. Imagine we're having a house party, all right? In this place. And there's 100 fucking people inside already.
Party acts.
And we know like 40 of them, right? And we just trust that the rest are cool. But like, you and I are like, man, we really need to get our shit together here. And so another guy walks in the door, and you're like, no, but he's probably a good guy, right? And I'm like, dude, there's too many people here. It does, like, he could be the coolest guy, but like, at what point do we just go, hey, let's like shut that door?
Okay, so
like, let's stop letting people in through the door.
We need 2/3 of Congress to leave the treaty that we're in. That's why.
No, I get that, but like, at some point, it's like we have to do that.
Yeah, I mean, that's something.
We have to shut the door and
that's
be like,
something Congress doesn't even attempt to let. We've not seen.
I'm not right, but we don't have to talk. We don't have to talk about Congress right now. I'm just saying, as a matter of principle, you and I need to be like, yeah, it's a big problem. We need to solve. We need to shut the door.
The practical way to actually go about solving this is to call your representatives, get a bunch of people online to do it, and say, we want you guys as Republicans who we elect to put congressional strict definitions to what asylees are, so that another administration can't come in and say X, Y, and we're going to bring in people that are
right. But that's what the like expert gay legislators have to figure out. What we're doing is like, we need to have this conversation and phrase it this way and frame it this way and talk to everybody about it this way, so that this is how people think of it.
Yeah.
Because like, yeah, I could call my representatives and be like, oh yeah, there's like nothing you can do. But if we talk, we're like, listen, we need to shut the door.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care if the next guy that was gonna walk in is like the coolest guy ever. And also, by the way, like, why did we necessarily have to throw this party? Couldn't we just have lived here as roommates like we like do normally?
So
like, we're like, oh, there's just always people coming in. Like, when did that happen? When did we just say, hey, our apartment is just everyone can come in?
When you
Fuck it.
is raw sentiment.
We're so rich, dude. We have so much money and food in the fridge.
You give me raw sentiment. I'm telling you where the problem came from and what you can.
No, I'm just saying, fuck the expert. We don't pretend we're not experts. Right? We're just two average, normal brained people.
Average, normal.
We need to have the conversation this way, because we're never going to fix it by calling representatives and be like, blah, 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 here's my opinion, and having the conversation in a way where it's like, well, here's what would have to happen. And like, oh, well, here's why it's like kind of okay that like we're just bringing in immigrants. Oh, well, there's a declining birth rate. And like, oh, well, like, don't you, we need for these jobs and stuff. It's like, can we just be like, yo, I'm exhausted. Like, this is a country that was built by the people who founded it, and the whole concept of immigration is that those people aren't part of that group. And it's just like, is it so bad to be like, yeah, this is like our country, the people don't have to be coming inside. You know what I mean? And like, yeah, like maybe we need someone to come fix the plumbing. We'll fucking let that person in, and they can fix the plumbing, and they can go, and that can be normal, instead of being like, oh yeah, he fixed the plumbing. He's been here for fucking, he's just been living with us now.
Yeah, dude.
Like, oh yeah, this guy did our laundry. Yeah, we'll just fucking, he lives with us now.
So again, we're conflating refugees and asylum.
No. I'm just saying,
with work visas.
Let's apply the principles like we would if it was our house, right? So like, if you and I were all paying, like, we're all paying rent here, and we all put like, $200 in the jar so we can use the vehicle that we all share, and it's like, why are you just letting fucking some random dude that walked in drive our car?
Okay, so that's
be
why
like,
I
well, we all
disagree
pay,
with
it's
you,
fine.
because the random dude thing falls apart once you shift from asylees, people applying for asylum, and refugees, and you shift that to immigration. Because immigration isn't random people.
Okay, you bring in this like homeless drug addict that was sitting outside of the building, and you bring them inside. You're like, oh, they have to live here now because they, where else are they gonna go? Like they have nothing else. They're gonna die out there. It's like, dude, this is not our. This is our apartment. You don't get to make that decision.
It works though. What I'm telling you is, that person, if they want to stay here permanently, then have to apply. And if
no. I want to do. Okay, this is to be fair. From now, and this is just. I've been doing this on my end, all right. But I'm going to ask you to do it with me. I want to have this conversation only about the house party. Just adopt this environment for the conversation, right? So when you're like, oh, they're going to apply, I'm like, no. Like, we're having the conversation about principles through an analogy, which is just a house party. We're the 3 roommates that live here. Okay, we all pay $200 a month or $600 that we can figure out what to do with, right? We're just have this conversation. Do you understand what I'm saying? Where I'm like, yes. You can bring in this person from the street and be like, look at this heroin addict.
I got you. So we're
only engaging in that.
We're gonna alter your house.
Pretend it's not an analogy.
This is gonna be oversimplified quite a bit. But you're charging every head $20 when they walk in the door.
Well, no, that's like an idea that you could bring to me, and I'd be like, "Oh, that's fucking. We should do that for like a day, maybe."
You're doing. I'm really boiling down a lot of what an immigrant is.
No, they're not giving us 20. We're giving them 20 a day at the door.
No,
don't tell me they're
fucking legal work immigrant visa coming into work. They're giving us $20 hypothetically because we need to fund. I'm not saying that we're like literally.
Don't they send remittances back? How is this even remotely believable?
I'm trying to oversimplify this for the analogy because that $20 comes to our collective pot to help us pay for the cost of the party and buy more beer moving
So
forward.
We should become a party business, and we're gonna do parties every day, and that's our thing. That's how we make money.
20 people. Yeah.
No, I know, but I'm saying no.
Hold on, we
don't agree. As your roommates, we don't agree that we're going to turn our house into this party business.
We're having a party. We're having a house party.
No, I know, but my
concern,
they're
not going
Tyler,
home. They're staying here now.
Okay, I'm just using the
We're paying the rent.
I'm using the analogy to try to make a point.
No, we only exist in the analogy.
I'm trying to separate immigration from refugee status. So we're letting.
There's no. I don't know what an refugee is. We have a party. What are you talking about?
I'm telling you, we got 3 people outside who don't have money to pay. Nobody in here likes them, but we feel bad for them and we let them in.
Right. Well, all of these things are things that we do not want.
Yeah, we're saying
so what
stop.
I'm saying, instead of letting them in.
When are you gonna let me and Sadie tell everyone the party's over and they have to leave? They have to go.
And we're not gonna have any more parties.
And we don't want to have any more parties at our place anymore because you let too many people in. I don't know how the word got out like this.
The house is wrecked.
People were sending around flyers about our party.
They're shitting on the back of the toilet because they stand on it and squat.
Yeah, these people were not treating our place nicely.
We got upper deck, huh?
We got upper deck.
Dude, it was chaos. There were more people in here than we could fit.
I shouldn't have washing machine at the party.
And I don't look even if you can say, all these people paid $20 and we made $500. I don't want to live like this.
But still, like I still see there's always going to be extenuating circumstances. But like immigration should be treated as outliers.
Yeah.
People that get married, please marry somebody from abroad and bring them over here.
That's
I'm
fine.
100% okay with that. Like. There are situations like obviously like foreign workers coming over here on a tour that are doing, entertainment stuff, like on a tour with the stuff. Absolutely give them the work visas and you kick them the fuck out. I've had to work on many Canadian work visas. My father has worked on many Canadian work visas. He got to meet the fucking prime minister, shake his hand, all this shit for the great work he did for Canada. And the next day his work visa expired and they kicked him the fuck out.
Yeah, I agree.
They made sure he got the fuck out. So like I'm all fine with all of that shit. But we're not talking about that shit. We're talking about an abused asylum program, an abused fucking immigration program through chain migration and all this other shit, and the overinflated H-1B program and shit. Absolutely, all these people do not have to be brought over here from foreign countries to work at 7-Eleven. No fucking way a 16-year-old could be working there. Like, we're talking about a bastardized fucking system
We
now,
could
Tyler.
let
We're not
14-year-olds
talking
work at
about
Sonic.
the system the way it's supposed to work in theory. We're talking about bad people getting a hold of this system.
Some parts of chain migration are people bringing the rest of their family over.
No, Tyler. I know the guy that he was like, this is how it works. I come over here, I own this business for 2 years. Then I bring my cousin over here. He owns the business for 2 years. Because for 2 years, as a foreign person coming over here and starting a business, you don't have to pay taxes. So then the next person comes over here, they take over the business, they don't pay taxes for 2 years. The next person comes, this is how it works.
Okay, then get rid of that specific provision.
Yes.
No. Literally, I'm going to revert back to the party.
But it's been abused for so long.
You guys are letting me make the party analogy. So we have to frame it as this. We can't afford beer because everything's so expensive. All three of us roommates.
Yeah, but dude, can we stop drinking so much beer too?
We're not drinking any beer. We're having a hard time affording food. We're putting all this extra money in to pay for this super nice apartment that we have together.
Yes, but dude, if we just had our original rental contract where we all had to come up with our $200, we were doing that fine. It wasn't until we were like, oh, look, let's get this $1,500 TV because we had like 50 people at our party last night. We made some extra money. Like, that's what I'm saying. We don't need to keep doing. Let's just go back to the original rental contract. We're the only ones who get to stay here because we're the only ones that pay rent under that contract.
You're saying fine. I'm saying number one. I want to do some cool shit besides just grind.
Yeah, but dude, we all live here. We all live here, and like, if you want a nicer TV, we don't have to have you. Like, I don't want me and Sadie to have to sacrifice where we live for you to be like, but look at this. Like, the TV makes the apartment nicer.
I don't even want to be the rest stop for the people that were here to be able to move out and buy their own TVs and apartments. Like,
yeah.
I can't afford to be the rest stop right now. There's people fucking fading out on fentanyl in the fucking parking lot in my hometown, dude. They need a job.
I think those people could have had a job if they needed one.
Yeah, no,
there's so many unfilled jobs in the country.
Well, look,
we bring in 1 million immigrants a year. We have 9 million unfilled jobs.
But a lot of those unfilled. And I think we saw this with the SNAP benefits.
Hold on. Also, exactly,
these people
they're
are not
fading out on fentanyl.
They don't have to.
Exactly, and they're eating all.
They're
this
surviving
shit. Right.
anyway.
Exactly.
Okay, again, we keep.
No, it's not abuse. That's how it works.
Of the system.
Everyone who complained and said, here's what I'm saying. Every single person that was like, oh, without SNAP, I have nothing. It's like, what the fuck? You have nothing else? Like, if you give them $50, they're going to spend that on drugs and then be like, oh, I don't have money for food. And it's like, what the fuck? You have an iPhone. It's like, sell your fucking iPhone. Why do you have an iPhone?
Get on drugs.
Like, you're like, how am I supposed to feed my kids?
Welfare.
You spent your money on something that you didn't need. That's your fault.
Don't go to work, kids.
Dude, no. These people are not allowed at the house anymore.
Under Obama, 1 in 2 black kids ages 18 to 25 were fucking unemployed in this country. 1 in 2, 50% of that fucking demographic. Under Reagan, they were the least unemployed demographic and they all worked in fucking construction. So what happened? Like, these people came over here and specifically took the jobs from these low-income areas that we're seeing all this horrible fucking strife in today. It's all directly related. Abuse of the system, welfare, all this shit, it's all directly related.
The point that we're disagreeing on here is abuse of the system. You guys are arguing,
let's go.
Throw it out.
Right.
I'm arguing fix it. And that's kind of where we differ. I'm giving you hyper-specific things that are being abused and showing you. Trump has fixed a lot of them.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. That's why we're MAGA HQ. That's why we voted for him.
And you can fix this, and the benefits from a fixed system greatly outweigh throwing that system out. And I can give you a ton of reasons why, but it's mostly cheaper shit.
Yeah.
For all of us.
Yeah.
Food, disposable income. We used to spend 12% of our disposable income, money in your pocket after bills, on food, and people ate at home significantly more in 1970. If you flash forward that to 2019, right before COVID, they were spending 5.5% of their disposable income on food, and they were eating out more than ever.
Can I make a point real quick about like statistics and like that? Because we reference statistics all the time in this space, and sometimes like it is fun and valid and useful to go off and stuff. But when you say like 5.5%, like, do you understand why I struggle with it? Because it's like if you took a sample of like a liquid and you're like, this is 5.5% of like this compound or whatever, right? This science that we're talking about, these numbers, these studies, these polls, they're not like that. where it's like, oh, that's 5.5%. Objectively, that is the scientific amount. This is like, oh, well, like a study that was done with like a guy who asked questions. I'm just like,
that's the overall amount.
No, isn't it just kind of like, these are unknowables? It's like, yeah, there's a good starting point to like a guesstimate, but it's like, dude, this is not a real science where it's like 5.5% of this is the compound.
It's just a general average. How much?
No, I know, but like, dude, do you not think that it's like a lot of these could be just like fucking wildly inaccurate because of like a missing variable? No, they're almost like probably a third of the ones that we're referencing probably are.
You could be right. But
1 out of 3.
Economists do. This is their
right, and that why dude? Yeah, but if we had economists that weren't retarded, things would be fine. Well, do you think that economists aren't the ones that are speaking to Congress and making all of these decisions? That's what I'm saying. It's like listening to them literally has been what? Like, if it was that easy, economists would have not let this happen.
That's the thing is, like, people disagree with you in the country and get to vote too, though. And so
vote on their representatives, but we're talking about the economists that testify to Congress.
Some people see immigration as a compassionate thing, and those are the demands you're fighting.
Yeah, but that's
and up until Trump changed the narrative on this, up until Trump got the majority of the country in favor of mass deportation, the majority of the country.
Yeah, but hold on. This is the thing. When you say Trump got the majority of the country in favor, no. Sadie and I were looking and waiting for the candidate that represented us because we were for that already. We didn't get that from idea for Trump.
No,
we were like, damn, Trump's got fucking
cooking.
Well, and
truly, we didn't have a problem that we all saw shoved in our faces for the last fucking 10 years.
I agree. There's a lot of people that went too far with the compassion.
I mean, these mass movements of people, these people flooding over the border. Correct me if I'm wrong, Tyler, but that shit started at the very end of Obama.
2009, actually,
yeah.
under Obama. He changed the rules.
2009? Okay, yeah. So but also though, Obama was very good at deporting people that were from Ireland and South Africa and said like, your apartheid fucking asylums run out, get the fuck back over there. That happened to several of my friends. Like, he was good at getting rid of people that had been here for a long time under like legitimate asylum claims and saying, okay, it's good in South Africa, head back there now. And like, is it, chat? Is it? So that little caveat too. Hold on. We're going to take a break for 1 second.
That's not it.
Yeah. Guys, thank you so much for joining. We're going to fucking end it. We got a party to go to.
Yes.
So we're going to continue the fun.
And I wanted to respond to the Epstein Files comment coming from YouTube. Because I was talking about this earlier where people are like, oh, you heard about the Epstein Files?
Right.
Release the Epstein Files. It's like, hey, bro.
Been on this shit since
welcome to the party. Yeah.
2008, I started talking about Jeffrey Epstein, just so you know.
Yeah, bro, where are they? We've been asking that for 8 years. You being all spurred out about it is like, you just found out about it?
Right.
You're the least interesting person to listen to about it.
Welcome
you
to
just got here.
You know nothing.
And
you
I've
know
been
nothing.
saying for 12 years that Pedogate and the Epstein Files were all a giant nothing burger propped up. So, you know what?
I don't necessarily agree with that, but more on that later. Thank you guys so much for joining. Live from Nashville. Tyler, it's so fun to meet you. Thank you so much for having us to your Airbnb, and we'll be doing more stuff soon, for sure.
Next time we'll debate the Epstein Files.
Yeah, for sure. We're going to do a redux.